So it is the last day of 2021, so which means that by this time this goes up, it would have been 2022 already. Not sure which month, but I hope you had a great 2021 and that you have an even better 2022. So today was a half day off for me because I had a half day off from the company policy, the place that I'm working at for my winter internship. So I made use of that half day off to go over to Basah complex on recommendation of my family because they went there before to get me a ukulele for my birthday. Yeah, today I went there with my father, and while I browsed all the bookshops in Basah, he did his own stuff. So yeah, I'm here to tell you the books that I got from there. So I can't believe that on the last day of 2021, I am still buying books. Like, that is such typical behavior, but okay. I hope you can still hear me. Yeah, so the first place that I visited was actually on the second floor. So you go up the escalator, right? And that's the first shop you see. It's called Book Point. It's a second-hand bookstore, but they also have like new titles come in. So I was very confused at the start because like I didn't know what to expect when I went like book thrifting, right? And actually I feel like you need to have a list of books that you want to buy, or I don't know, like you have heard about and you would be interested in getting. Because when you walk in, like you won't know what to expect because it's like treasure hunting, you know, like you won't know what you find. So when I first walked in, because it was my first time book thrifting, I didn't really know like how things worked. Like, are they all like on discount? Is there any discount there? Or like, are they used books, new books, you know? I didn't know anything. So luckily the staff there were very friendly and like very okay with answering my questions. So the first place that I visited is called Book Point, right? So I actually got one book from there. This is their bag, Book Point. Yes. So the book that I got from there is actually used, but I find the condition to be like so good that like I just thought that it was worth it to get, because actually their prices, right, they are not very cheap for being like a second-hand bookstore. The bookstore that I went after that is cheaper, but the condition of this one is really good. Like, it's almost new for me. So you can I can show it to you now. Is it the right side? No, it's not the right side. Let me turn it. Yeah, so I got the book The Midnight Library by Matt Haig because I gave it 5 stars in one of my previous videos. You can watch it if you're interested. I'll link it up there. But yeah, look at the condition of this. It's like wrapped in plastic, which is not normal for their books there. It's like one of the fewer wrapped ones, and it's like kind of new, but apparently it's used. So for Book Point, right, how they actually view their books, because they had a 20% discount for used books there today when I went. So I'm not sure like how often this happens, but yeah, so this actually is the price tag of their things, because the price was like quite expensive. I thought that wasn't like the actual price that they were selling it for, but turns out it is. So like, yeah, it is $15.50 for this one, but I had a 20% discount because it's a used book. How do you know that it's a used book? Let me read closer. Yes, you can see there's a U here, right? So U is for used book and N is for new book. So I got it for 20% discount, so it was like $12.40. I'm very happy with my purchase because it's so pretty. Okay, I know that a lot of people have read and reviewed this, and like some people really like it, like me, and some say that it's like very cheesy, very corny, the message is very repetitive. I know all the possible criticisms this book has faced, but I don't know, I want to stand by my rating of it, and it's a very like wholesome book, that like the message is very wholesome, which I really need constantly as a reminder. So yeah, I decided to just get it, and we can unveil it together if you want to. Ta-da! The Midnight Library. And the pages are really new, so I'm very happy with this. Yeah, so if you didn't know what the Midnight Library is about, it's about how this person called Nora, she's the main character, her life has been going from bad to worse, and at the stroke of midnight on the last day that she decides to end her life, and instead of dying, she finds herself being transported to this library, and she's given the chance to undo her regrets and try out each of the other lives that she might have lived. So it's kind of like a parallel worlds kind of thing. So trigger warnings for like attempted suicide and all the depression and everything. So like, yeah, be careful if you want to like read this, but I really love it a lot. And it's like actually quite much thinner than I expected it to be. So like, yes, I really enjoyed this, by Matt Haig. Yeah, so a new book. Okay, before I move on to the next books that I got, right, I just wanted to talk more about the book points. So if you go in, you'll find that at first glance, right, I thought that I wouldn't find anything there, because the first thing that I saw were all like the non-fiction stuff, like the textbooks and everything. And actually I was almost like going to just walk one round and leave the bookshop already, but I went into one of the middle shelves, I believe, and it had like Japanese authors, local authors, Indian authors, literature, that whole shelf, that section. Oh my gosh, it has everything, okay? Found There's No Such Thing as an Easy Job. I found Toto-chan. I found Kazuo Ishiguro's, all the authors' titles there, and there were like books on the floor, like stacked all the way up. So it's like really like a treasure hunt, you know. You have to like really like browse through every single book that's on the shelves, because sometimes they might be shelved incorrectly, or like sometimes the books that I wanted to find, right, like this one, I actually found it in one of the smaller shelves. So like these were like wrapped in plastic with like new titles, and then there's also like a whole section inside where it's all like all the traveling stuff, or like language, all those kinds of titles that I'm not interested in, but you might be, so you can go in there and take a look. It's really so much more than just textbooks, and it's like take your time and browse through everything. You might discover like hidden gems like I did, you know. And also I asked the person, like while paying for the Midnight Library, whether I can like bring books that I don't want anymore to them, and will they like accept it, and they said yes, they do, and they will like pay you a little bit. I'm not sure how much because I haven't tried it before, but they'll pay you a little bit for what you bring. And I asked whether I can bring anything, and the person didn't really say anything, so I guess you can try and bring everything and see what they'll say. Yeah, I hope I won't waste your time, but yes, okay. So the first book was The Midnight Library, and after that I went to the next floor, so I believe it was the third floor. I think it's called Knowledge Point or something like that, but I didn't really like find anything there because the titles there just really weren't like to my taste, and I don't know, I just didn't really like vibe with the vibes of that bookstore. I just like walked a few rounds and I quickly came out. And you can go there, you might find things that you really like there. I think they had like some sales at the front of the store. I really like how like when you go up the escalator, right, the first thing that you see is that bookstore already. Same with the Book Point. Some kind of sale, I'm really like can't remember, but yeah. There is also the very big Popular there. So there's like, so this side is all these secondhand bookstores, right? The other side is the Popular with like 3 levels. And the level with the books is on the very top level, so like one more level up. So I went one more level up before I go to the Popular. I went to the same level where I went to that Knowledge Point bookshop, right? Like you go, I think to the side, there is this place called Union Book Co. If I'm wrong, the name will always be at the top of the screen. So like that was just like a very like hidden bookshop. It's mostly like Chinese titles, Mandarin titles. I didn't like see anything that wasn't Chinese when I went in, and I didn't really see like all the novels that I would normally like read also for Chinese, right? So I also just like quickly went in, walked one round and came out. So like yeah, it was just like a bookstore hopping kind of thing. And then I went in and looked at all the titles and realized that it's just your typical Popular, you know, your typical Popular, the book titles, just that maybe there's a greater selection there. But yeah, I didn't really feel like getting anything from Popular. So I went to the first floor to look at the directory again, and I almost didn't go to this bookstore because I didn't see anything there, right? But it was at the first floor. Okay, so at the first floor, not at the escalator there. So you walk until you see Cheers, right? Then you turn left. There is this bookstore called Avenue Bookstore, and oh my god, I found like 3 book titles there. So it's kind of like this secondhand bookstore, and it's really like the interior is really nice. Like all the books, right, they are like stacked very neatly, almost to the point where it's a bit difficult to get some titles out because it's stacked like a Tetris like that, you know, like oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And also it has like kind of air conditioning, and there's like a lot of fans also, so the whole like vibes of the interior is very nice because it's like very cooling and you won't get sweaty. It's very cooling, and I don't know, I just have a very fun time browsing through all the different bookshelves. So their selection is, I believe, like a lot of fiction, but also a lot of non-fiction. I think it's smaller, like more compact than the Book Point. So it's like very compact to the point where it's like straining on your eyes to read through every book on like the shelves. You know, some of them are stacked like vertically, some of them are stacked horizontally. I spent so much time inside. Like, I went through 4 phases. Okay, so the first phase I went in, there was like a lot of people. Then I just like slowly browsed my way until there wasn't like anybody there except for me and the owner. And then I think some people came in again, and then after that, like, I think I was the only one left in the bookstore. So like, yeah, I spent a lot of time there. I think for everything I took like 2 hours to like walk my way through Basah complex. And in that bookstore, it's really like your eyes have to be very sharp to like find things that you want, because you like think like, oh, there's nothing here for me, then I'll just like quickly browse through and head out. But there were a few times where I went through, like kept looking through the same shelves. I walked one round and again before I finally found like, oh, how come I didn't find you before, you know? So okay, so this bookstore, Avenue Bookstore, I believe, I got 3 books like this. I'm gonna like slowly take out one by one. So the first one is Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore, a novel by Robin Sloan. So this one is only $2.90. Oh my god, can you believe it? Like, I've been seeing this like around on BookTube like occasionally, and wasn't really interested in reading it, but when I saw that it was just $2.90, I was just like, why not, you know? And it's about a bookstore, and I love books about books. And I also recently saw someone that I know that read it before. I didn't really like get to see their review of it because they didn't really rate it or review it, but it made me like intrigued to want to pick it up. So honestly, I don't know what this is about also, but I believe it is about his bookstore, Mr. Penumbra's. That's the first book. The next one is The Kite Runner by Caleb Rossini. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I actually bought 1,000 Splendid Suns on Book Market, and I realised that I didn't have the Kite Runner, but I wanted to try it out, so I decided to just get it. There was a smaller version of this, but I liked this version better. So I'm too lazy to like read the reviews. Not read the reviews, give you an explanation of what this is about. I want to go in blind also, so like just look it up Marguerite. Okay, I'll link it down below for you. Yeah, that's how lazy I am like now. But yeah, I didn't like, it's all second-hand books there, I believe. So it's like, look at the pages, much more yellow. I got this for $6.90. And the last book, I'm gonna end this very quickly. The last book is Me Before You by Jojo, I don't know how to pronounce this, Maze. There was a bookmark inside. And this one, I wanted to get it because I think I want to do a video about reading Wonwoo's recommended books or books that he has read before from 17. And the condition is like quite good also. And the reviews I saw on Goodreads were like quite interesting. They were all like, what? I did not expect this much from this book, and this kind of things, you know. I only know that it's a romance. So this is a very like random way to end it, but these are the 4 books I got from book thrifting at Basah. I honestly could have gotten more titles, but I decided to like have some kind of self-control and not get too many books because they won't fit on my bookshelves also. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my experience talking about it. I hope I have found a place to insert all the B-rolls that I kind of filmed. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it has helped you in some way, inspired you to go to Basah to visit all the different bookstores for yourselves. And have a great 2022 experience, 2021 also. Goodbye.